Okay. Um, so for the past I think few weeks, we've been making our off-season robot. We've been catting our off-season robot. It's been mostly me doing it because Sid got sick. Oh, he wasn't feeling well. I'm not sure if he got sick or not. And then he had come to Palooza to do stuff. So I ended up catting most of it. Uh, this is a robot overview. So it's based on the Fusion Core robot. Although initially we switched out a few parts, and in my opinion, we made it much easier to fabricate. The main thing about it has a double jointed arm with a roller intake. The roller intake was kind of interesting because they intake both cubes and cones from the front. They don't use They don't use three rollers like the everybody intake. Most of the robots made out of Max tube. A lot of Max Max spline, a bunch of that, and a lot of the grid and the Max pattern stuff. I have the CAD and the BOM available for if we're using Mark IVs or Max Swerve. I just finished that up earlier, and this robot's probably using 1032 screws, which means we're using mostly rev parts in addition to that. Also, I put in the latches for bumpers that we were talking about earlier this year, the ones I think Triple Helix uses, and also put in some U-bolts for it. Some other interesting stuff I guess I didn't put on here was our shafts, the longer shafts. We have shaft couplers to make it easier to separate, to fix the shafts basically. So yeah, let's see. So we still have a few things to do. So the things that are done right now is the CAD is completely done, and the bill of materials is completely done. Not the order list in terms of what we have to order, because I'm not sure what we have and what we need to order. Some other stuff we need to do. I need to make the drawings for all the parts, particularly for the Max pattern one, because you need the Max spline to line up exactly. And I'm going to make a wiring diagram, so when we have to do electronics is not as painful. This is going to help the programming team with a motion profile, so they know where the robot's supposed to be, when the arm's supposed to move. And I'm going to make a checklist for the parts we're going to be receiving as we get them, so we can check them off. And then I mean this is the last slide, but the talking points we need to definitely cover is which swerve modules we're going to use and how we're going to produce the polycarb parts. Is the main stuff we have to cover, I think. Oh, I should show the CAD of the robot. Wait a minute. 1 second. They use Mark IVs. Yeah. Yeah, from SES. Yeah, sure. Okay. This is the Max Swerve version of the CAD. You see, this is the Max Swerve. The next thing about Max Swerve is there's this mounting bracket for the Spark Maxes. I think a notable thing, the belly pan, I've made it so there's holes for both configurations of the CTRE electronics and the Rev electronics. So depending on what we have in stock, or if we need to switch something out, the hole's already there. Is the idea with it. And in terms of motion, we're using the Rev system for motion. So the mounting, for example, for this gearbox is using this mount that they have. It was really annoying to figure this out, how to do it. But we figured that out. And then the top one here, we have a dead axle for the arm. and the we're using the max spline for the movement. The only custom gearbox, oh, there's two custom gearboxes, I think. Up here is one for the arm, and then on the intake is a gearbox, like we did on our ground intake this year. Yeah, I can I can talk about particular stuff if you want to. I'm not sure what in particular to talk about. Um, I think the idea was that we were gonna uh, use it to make the robot quicker, just to make it way easier to, just build it. I guess. All the holes are there. No, because drilling is usually what takes the longest time. We were just gonna use the max pattern stuff. So we don't have to worry about lining it up and drilling stuff. That was the idea, I think. Yeah, 100%. Hmm. I think it might be. It's probably better because you can adjust the height exactly. Because for this one, you can only move it by 2-inch increments, which means that our max swerve, the if we use max swerve at Mark IVs, the height actually changes by an inch of the arm, so we can actually move it more. We can tune it better. So I think we're out of 2x1s. We have a lot of 1x1s, but not 2x1s. Mm. Yeah. Oh yeah. Um, and even you can even intake the cubes from the human player because if we keep it in this position, you can intake it from the single sub. Like the way they intake. The interesting about the fusion core robot is the way they intake the cones is they use a single substation and they just drop it downwards into it. So you can even do that. Really cool. Yeah, I mean the weird part, like I said before, I think we were at first we wanted to do Max Swerve because I think Bel Air was gonna buy Max Swerve also, so we are gonna work with them. But I don't know what's happening with our team anymore. I got lost. I'm not gonna lie. So I don't know what happened to them. Okay, with Mark IVs though. I guess the Mark IVs also have a lower ground clearance compared to the Max Swerve. But we already have the Mark IVs like whole system for it. Yeah, they have their code release. That's the max splines. So that's how we're retaining the arm part from the drivetrain part. I guess this is the best way to explain it. So I guess the idea with this was like it's easier for transport, so you can take out. These are I don't have to explain. They're like shafts. I guess that's the best way to explain them. They're like shafts that can go through the tube. Was how they can be both structural and there could be also for motion. Was the idea with the Max tube with the Max spline stuff, the way Rev marketed it, and instead of having like a gusset here, we have like these to um, uh, connect them. This was the iffy part. Yeah, yeah. I think Sid wanted to make all of it out of Max tube for easier fabrication. So I just followed the instruction. No, they took sheet metal and then they bent it. Like on their robot, they have a lot of custom sheet metal stuff that they made, where they bent stuff um, and did that for it. But I think they have a steel belly pan also. I think I'm not 100% sure on that though. Yeah, I'm just not sure on like it's just. I mean, I saw how much Carl was struggling making our belly fan this year. I'm not sure how we're gonna make it. Yeah, that was what this is spec'd out for right now. Yeah, we have steel bars that we can shove in there. Really, and I guess the other, I mean, making the polycarb stuff um, was the other concern. So I think Sid said we were considering the like having somebody else make it, like send cut send, or you know um, just because that'd probably make it perfectly type of thing. Uh, yeah, I'm not 100% sure on our access to the lab this whole summer. Like it's probably gonna be on and off. I guess like I can't guarantee that we're gonna be there 100% of the time. So uh, the thought behind, I guess, the whole design of this robot is we can cut everything in like a day and then give it to each member to do it at home. Maybe give them a few tools, some manual tools, and then assemble it together. And then by the end, we come back and then have it all assembled. I think was that was the idea, the whole construction of the robot. Yeah. Hmm. Right. That was my idea. We like take all the stock to the Elhurst house and then get everything cut and machined there in a couple days. I think you could probably do it in a couple days, and it would just focus on that and then distribute it out where you just assemble it, type of thing. Because we have some machine tools at Westside, but like they're all a lot of it worn out. Like our vertical bandsaw is horizontal band, so it doesn't cut straight anymore. We tried to cut some 2x1. It didn't come out it was not a straight cut at the end. That's the main issue for us. Yeah, these are the Rev Max planetaries. Yeah. Which one? Oh no, this is Rev sells one of these. This one's in stock. I don't know for sure. Yeah, it's a 2-to-1. It's like they sell they sell this one. They sell like a drivetrain one. Adrian, to your right. Adrian. So I've put some encoders for some absolute encoders for the arms here. So there's one here, and then there's one down here for the arms. And the current
sorry.
the current concern right now is these are not in stock right now. So I'm not sure we'll get them.
They get back in stock because
the way Fusion Core does their ARM stuff is they have for the ARM there's no absolute encoders for the ARM at all, and they just rely on the drive team to, like we did this year, where everything needs to be zeroed first before you turn on the robot for the relative encoders to be correct. So we could just do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that, honestly. That's definitely an option. Yeah, that's fine with me.
Mm-hmm.